It ain't me.
Good deal.
Skull collector.
Could be me. What the frick?
No, it's
this is a conversation with gamers. Tonight I'm gonna talk about Friday the 13th. This is Crowbar 2004, and Brian God damn it! You want to introduce yourself?
No, you can. It's fine.
Okay. And here we got Count Jaws 3D. So he has his own YouTube channel, and for you guys that would like it,
which I don't use very much unless it's something amazing that I want to do. You know, just share gameplay for Red Dead, or sometimes this one, or that's basically it. So
tonight I'm going to be talking about Friday the 13th. And what are you going to talk about, Brian?
I mean, I can talk a little bit about Far Cry New Dawn but I've not played it that much. It's just the overall aesthetics of the game.
Okay.
Or Red Dead Online,
or you can do both.
Or this one, you can have a menage a trois with games, even though that sounds like a 600-pound virgin that's 62 living in his mom's basement, but oh well, I digress.
Alrighty. So let's do this. I will start first and kind of describe the state of Friday the 13th as we know it and love it right now, or hate it. And then I'll toss the ball to you and let
That's
you
whatever you need to do.
Yeah, I'll let you do it on what you need to do it on.
I guess I'm your Ed McMahon to your Johnny Carson.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Or Guillermo to who is it, Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah. Okay. So Friday the 13th, the game that does never want to die, and I don't want it to. I enjoy playing, even with some of the silliness that is going on in the game right now. I still enjoy it.
To say something real quick, since they've done this update, it's almost like a brand new game to me, because it's been so long since I've played this one.
Yeah.
But it plays a lot better. Like, the fluidity of the game actually plays better. And it's a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, I get that too.
And I'm dead.
Already? Holy cow, dude.
Yeah, oh well. Dude,
So,
this guy's already killed 2 people already.
Really?
Yeah. Batteries, it's 4-seater. 4-seater is at Blair's Cove, by the way.
Well, I'm glad everybody could understand and get that shared to them. I hope they're not watching our screen.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Really? You see this?
Somebody's watching, alright. Hey,
That was me. I was testing it out.
Okay, okay.
And dadgummit, I don't want to play Tommy Jarvis.
Too late.
Tommy Jarvis is like a bad girlfriend that just won't go away.
Even though he's the most powerful counselor in the game.
I wouldn't even count him as a counselor. He's just like, he's like the mall security guard to the cops.
Yeah, he's the Paul. What is it, Paul Barth or
Paul
whatever?
Blart.
Blart. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I would still, conclude and say that he is still on the counselor's side.
Okay.
God dang, I'm gonna be dead too. Oh, that was cool. He got his head chopped off and he brought his hands up and like, my head's not there. And then killed over dead. Okay. Yeah. Since the patch, they've made Jason a little bit more efficient. As you see right there, he doesn't have any problem killing the counselors one-on-one. He doesn't have any problem killing the counselors two-on-one. He really don't have any problems at all. And now that they've added techniques where Jason damages more than one counselor at a time, like used to, the deal of the game was you had to get a bunch of counselors on him and do damage to him to get his, mask off, and it's a lot easy. Then it's easy to kill him. You just do what you need to do. You got to have the sweater, da 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 da. But I'm gonna say something. And I don't know how long it's been in the game, but since I found it, I really enjoy it.
Okay, what's that?
The driving, how you can skid around corners and shit. That is, to me, that is just beautiful. And it may have been in there all the time.
It was in there all the time, but it's gotten buffed up a lot since this new update.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot more enjoyable to drive. Even me, I am not a very good driver in the game, but I have a fun time doing it.
Yeah. And like, were you in the car with me the other night?
Yes.
All the way through? Yes. Good Lord. The whole time you were like, oh my God, what are you doing? It's okay. It's okay. I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, don't screw up. Don't screw up. Don't screw up.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
It is.
Anything else that you enjoy about the game now?
Well, I like it because, I mean, granted, they can't go forward with the game right now. Okay, that's been said. The game's probably going to be this until they quit paying for the servers, basically. But the only reason I think that the servers are even still up is there would be so many people pissed off, mad, just absolutely hate gun media or Ilphonics or whoever it is, that they took it off because a lot of people, this is the only game that they play. Well, trust me, we both have a common friend that plays this game every single day for like 12 to 15 hours a day. And I'm like, how can you do this? I would get so bored, But I will say this, there is no such thing as the salt mines. They're not going to ban players from playing this game for helping Jason or nothing, because what are they going to do? They can't really do nothing. I mean, they're not going to do nothing. I mean, and that's the thing about it, because I mean, they'll lose money, they'll lose fan base, they'll lose any hope of producing a game other than Friday the 13th in the future and people buying it if they, continue to do kind of shady things to this game.
Yeah.
And they can say, oh, we can't do this and we can't do this. I go back 6 months to almost a year. If they had put in the Grendel map, if they had put in Uber Jason, if they had smoothed everything over. Now, granted, all the bugs wouldn't have been worked out. I get that. Okay, that's fine. But they can still update the game for the engine. They couldn't add new content, but at least they could have done that. You know, and this game has a humongous following. It's probably even bigger than Dead by Daylight?
Oh yeah, it's bigger than that. Well,
Dead by Daylight would be a good game, but it's just there's no weapons. All you do is carry around a freaking first aid pack. You can't talk in game to other players. You have to be in a party with other people. You know, and it's really not that fun. And I'm glad that I didn't spend like 40 or 50 bucks. I spent like 15 bucks on the game.
Yeah. Well, here's something I'm going to say. The salt mines actually do exist. If for some reason that the dedicated servers aren't live and you have to play peer-to-peer, that is when the salt mines are activated. I don't know if you know that or not.
Oh, I did not know that, and I apologize for it.
Yeah, the Gun Media itself said that in a podcast.
Is that real? This can't be real.
They also stated that the game itself, I mean, they're being brutally honest about it. The game itself is dead, okay? But they're still gonna have quality of life, patches, let's say patches, that's a better word. And they are gonna bug fixes, stuff like that. They just can't put out new data for it. In other words, no new maps.
Why can't to everybody? I kind of understand what you're talking about, but for the ones that maybe watch that could end up watching this here, and maybe
go ahead.
You know, what? Oh my gosh, Jason is dumber than a dog turd. He just walked right past me in this cabin. Oh my god, that's crazy. But anyway, explain to them why they can't.
Well, okay, there was a... Damn, I can't find my gun now. What's that?
Julie's phone. Let me guess, it's Bojangles. Thank God she's getting transferred to another store on Monday. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Where was I at before the phone rang?
Talking about the, I guess some of the lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, the lawsuit. Well, basically, what's the name of the European company of Friday the 13th?
Ilphonics, I believe.
No. The guys that own the movie rights.
I have no idea on that one. I know Sean Cunningham owns the movie rights here in the United States.
Okay, but who's the original owner?
Well, Sean Cunningham was the one that, you know...
developed the game.
He developed the first movie and everything.
No, that's what I meant. He developed the first movie. I'm sorry. Okay, so, and who's the other guy?
Victor Miller was the one that wrote the story.
Okay, Victor Miller actually owns it in the States. Okay?
Okay.
All that Sean Cunningham owns is
the international.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, that's the way it is.
Okay.
Hold on. God dang it.
Suicide pack. Ooh, that's a nice setup over there. With their crowbar. Ooh.
Did you see my setup? I got
Yes,
three
that's what I'm
traps
talking
down
about.
in the barn.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I was like, I mean, Victor Miller has blatantly stated that he would allow them to do more with the game, but I think that they choose not to.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what the deal is. It's not Victor Miller stopping them. It's just that when they entered into an agreement with Sean Cunningham, Sean only allowed them to do so much.
Oh, God. Why won't you
Watch out.
die?
Oh, shit. I ran into one of those traps.
Jesus Christ. You gotta be joking me, right?
Oh my God.
I tried to move around them. Excuse me.
Dude, I cannot believe you did that. Dude,
Yeah, that was my screw up.
Dude,
How are you not even being... Oh, Lord Jesus. Again?
Oh my God, he moved. Jesus. Oh, anyway. So, to make a long story short, Victor Miller has already said, since he owns technically the rights to North America, he said that, you know, the game is a popular game. The game seems to be fun for the guys and girls, and why would I want to be a douchebag about it and not let them produce their best product they can produce?
Yeah, but my thing is, okay, if he owns the rights for the United States version, okay, for the U.S. version, or North America version, basically, Canada and the United States, they would have to make the European version. They couldn't do nothing to it, and you know.
Well, we don't know, because you and I don't know, because we are not from Europe. They may have a different publishing company and you know what I'm saying, they just may be using the same code as Gun Media, but it could be a quite a bit different game. We don't know.
No. It could be, and that's something to look into, you know, because it could be.
Fix it. I'm out of here.
Something totally different.
He just ran over.
No! Damn it, no!
Welcome to minus 1,000 points. That's great. That's one thing I wish they could adjust. It seems like a lot of these kids anymore that are playing do this stuff and they're not good at driving the car. I'm not either.
No, they're not, because this idiot that's driving the car now, male or female, just went around the whole entire map. And I'm sitting here looking at it, because I'm like...
Well, I'm not great at driving the car either, but I'm going to say that it's gotten a lot easier compared to what it used to be. For me, at least. And I really haven't drove a whole lot. I just use that swerve deal where it lets you kind of. It's almost like 4-wheel steering, dude. But you got anything else you want to bring up about Friday the 13th?
No, I mean, really, I don't. But I mean,
okay, I got one small little thing that I would like to bring up about Friday the 13th, and then we can transition over to the game you want to talk about.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We can talk about this one. It don't matter.
The game is. There are more people playing the game
now,
right? Yes, than I believe there ever has been. But I'm gonna tell you something. There are far more rage quitters than there ever has been. People that think they know everything about the game, and
oh yeah, we've seen that.
Oh yeah, and it, you know, I know that gun media cannot do too much about that, but I'm gonna tell you something. I would still like to see salt mines implemented for the live servers. I would still like to see that, and I'd like to see a few more health sprays. Sometimes health sprays are hard to find. They really, really are. And I think there's only a guarantee of like 8 aboard or some shit like that. And if I hear that right, I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. I mean, 8 for a map? Jeez. You got a good Jason, and you have a medium-sized map, kind of like a... Well, I'm not going to say Pinehaven, because...
Pinehurst, not Pinehaven.
Pinehurst. Because that map is freaking huge. That's the biggest map there is. But I'm going to say, like, Camp Crystalite. Why is he in his cage? Poor dog. He's like, let me out, man. I want to play.
Oh, he's been out since we got home, and we bought him my dog, for people that'll hear this, is a purebred blue-nosed pit. He's about a year and 3 months old, so basically 15 months old.
That's my good boy. Mommy has a reward for you.
We buy him toys all the time, and within hours, it's obliterated. Yeah. So, good dog, sweet dog, loves me, loves my wife, loves my mother. So, yeah. Loves a couple of my buddies that come over here all the time, so that everybody's like, oh, it's great, but, other than that.
Okay, well, let's slide over to the game. You can talk about Dead Red, and you can talk about the other game you was going to talk about.
First off, Red Dead Redemption, and I'm just going to speak very, very brief on this because we can get back to the Friday the 13th thing. But the game as a whole, why this game did not win Game of the Year, I don't understand. Now this is before the online. No, the online's still in the beta. I get that. And you want to talk about rage quitters on the online with Oh Lord, they have what they call griefers, people that just go around and kill you and kill you and kill you. But if, say, me and you are playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on the online, and someone keeps, like a group of them, keep on killing us and killing us and killing us, and will not leave us alone, even though we go to the another part of the map and they still come to find us, we can actually send a report into Rockstar. And basically, they will flag that person and put them in a different lobby than you. And they cannot enter in the same lobby as you for 7 days.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like the salt mines with Friday the 13th, but it's not a salt mine, if you get my drift. Now, the game is fun. Now, I love the first Red Dead Redemption. I love Red Dead Revolver back for the Xbox back in 03 or 04. I love Gun for Xbox 360. You know, I mean, it's a really fun game, and it's got a really good story, and it is a long story mode game. There is 121 missions that you can go on. Now, some of these are stranger missions or, you know, just not to the story mode. Now, the story mode has 87 complete parts for the story.
Wow.
Yeah, and you talk about crazy. I mean, the graphics, the gameplay is amazing. And basically what happens is you play as a man by the name of Arthur, and it's before the events of redemption, but halfway through the game you get stricken with tuberculosis, and you know you're going to die. I mean, it's like 1899 or something like that is the year, but you know there's basically no surviving tuberculosis at that time. But I mean, the game is so good. I mean, it's so fun, and the guys that actually do the voices in the game and the women, they actually sound like the way that they sound in the video game in real life. They're using the real voices. So
that's cool.
I mean, right now I think on the PlayStation Store, it's, I think, maybe like $40.
I think that's what it said today. Yeah.
What the heck is this idiot doing? Hey, asshole. You want to know something, asshole? You can't throw a knife for shit, Jason. What do you think you are, freaking John Rambo?
You're gonna hurt his little feelings. Anyway, so go ahead with your story there, bub.
But, I mean, the aesthetics of the game is amazing. Not to take anything away from God of War, because God of War did win the Game of the Year. Beautiful game. Just really didn't get into it. I bought it. I played maybe about 3 hours of it. Kind of got sick and tired of it.
My brother beat it. Dude, some of the levels were pretty damn intense. Nice game. I mean, when I say nice, I mean beautiful looking game, of course. Dude, there ain't nothing nice really about that game. It's a brutal game.
Mm-hmm. Oh my if I get, I got killed, but if I get brought back as freaking Tommy Jarvis, I'm just gonna commit suicide in the game. Not in real
Okay.
life. I just don't want to play as Tommy Jarvis. I would have to say, honestly, the ones that I enjoyed playing this year, well, from 2018, is Far Cry 5, MLB The Show 18. Not going to count this one because it came out in 2017, but probably Red Dead Redemption. The Red Dead Redemption was that and Far Cry 5 was probably my top two games because they're basically the same game. You know?
Yeah.
The sports game, The Show 18 was phenomenal. And you were the one that got me into that one. You were like, hey man, why don't you buy this one? You know, it's good, it's fun, you know. And I was like, well, okay, whatever. And I did.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed 17, you know. 17's a good game also.
Yeah. Which I bought it too, but I bought it whenever it was like $9 on the PlayStation Store, so no big deal.
Yeah. But, you know, games don't have to be full price to be worth the price of admission.
Exactly. Thank you. One of the other games that I really enjoyed, and my buddy let me log on to his PlayStation and actually download it to my system, was the wrestling game Fire Pro Wrestling, and it was totally fun. I mean, it was amazing. But, you know.
I think they finally released that game for the US.
Which one?
Fire Pro.
Yeah, they did. They did back probably, I think, well, it was before I got married in October. I think it was like September, maybe. Mm-hmm. But there's a code that you can put in that'll give you all of the WWE roster, all of the New Japan, Ring of Honor, and the old WCW roster.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and I was
cool.
like, well, that's cool, you know. I mean, the graphics are cheesy, you know, but it's a fun game because I as a person that loves wrestling, I have all my life. I mean, and someone that is involved in professional wrestling, like what I will be, and starting in May.
Dude,
I mean,
that's pretty awesome.
I mean, yes, for all you people, I will be the commissioner of a small promotional wrestling organization run by my buddy, and it's going to be called Spartan Championship Wrestling, based out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And, you know, I'm not getting paid for it. I'm just doing it because I love, you know, doing the whole wrestling thing. So, you know, I can't do it because I have a bum knee and I was born with cerebral palsy. But I had a stroke whenever I was born. No big deal. I still play video games and, you know, played sports all my life. Played soccer, played basketball, played baseball, softball. Never played football. But, yeah. I mean, but as someone that, you know, like I said, I hate the WWF games or WWE games now. They were good. Like, the best WWE wrestling game was No Mercy. I think it came out in, like, 99, 2000, something like that. Best wrestling game ever. I mean, just other things, I just don't get into them, you know.
I had one called SmackDown Just Bring It.
Yeah, that was a good one too. But I still think that the best wrestling game that was ever made was WWF No Mercy. That or WCW NWO Revenge or WCW World Tour, because it was basically the same engine and the same controllers. It was just two separate wrestling companies. But it was fun. So, I mean, I'm not... It's just one of those things, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I went to a lot of WWF events. I went to a lot of WCW events. WWF was definitely more hyped up, but they were both fun. What are you doing? Are you dead?
Yeah.
There's a trap there. Dude, I can't find crap on this map. I mean, I went through all, you know, the cabins, I think, and I have not found... oh, I'm sorry. I found some firecrackers. Yeah, firecrackers.
Oh. Is that a person?
So, was you gonna talk about the new game you purchased?
Can here in a minute.
Okay. I seen some of the previews on the game. It looked amazing. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
Thank God it actually fit.
Yeah, it is. I've only played like 30 minutes of it, so I've not played all the way through it. But I saw on YouTube where they did like a
Time to get out of here.
side-by-side comparison of 5 and New Dawn.
Yeah.
Which is basically a continuation of the story. And yeah. The locations are the same in the game. But since there was a nuclear bomb that went off or whatever, they...
Help me!
Yeah, pays to have friends playing with you. But it's a beautiful game, and it's still the same controllers. It's 15 years after Far Cry 5. There's still remnants of everything. You do get captured by the enemy, and the main man, I think his name was Thomas Rush, gets kidnapped, and you get pushed off of the edge of a waterfall, basically. And you get rescued by what they call the Resistance. I look at them like the rebels against the Empire, you know. But you do get, like in Far Cry 5, you become friends with a bear. This time you get a bear, a boar, a dog, And there was one other one, I can't remember what it was because it's further in the game and I've not played it. But I spent I paid $39 for it and I got everything. And that was like the special edition or something. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But there for like the longest time, I played Far Cry every day, every night. So, I mean, it was fun. It's a fun game. A lot of people, a lot of people panned it, but, you know, like some of these YouTubers or whatever, they're like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, I don't have to play role-playing games to think a game is great. Like Kingdom Hearts, everybody's like, oh, you should play it. You know, nice looking game, I'll give it that, but I don't play RPGs at all. The last RPG game I played was Final Fantasy VII in 1998.
I play World of Warcraft occasionally, but it's really not an RPG. It's really an MMO slash RPG, and it's huge. I mean, everything about World of Warcraft is huge.
And I will say this, I've never played World of Warcraft, but I've seen the movie, and everybody panned the movie saying it was terrible. Thought it was a great movie.
I liked
but I've not played the game.
I liked World of Warcraft, the movie.
Looked amazing, but I'm not a person that plays those type of games, so...
The artwork they put into that movie was the second
it was
to
almost
none.
it was almost video game-esque.
Oh, it was a little bit better than, like, you know, World of Warcraft. It was more like, I mean, it was good CGI. Let's put it that way. If it was CGI, and I'm sure most of it was, but
right,
it was really, whoever did the CGI on that did a hell of a job.
Don't quote me on this, but I think it was Weta, and it might have been ILM. So, and you know,
Industrial Light and Magic.
That's the two premier things that, you know, that do that. So
I don't know. I really didn't watch the credits, but I do know that it looked really nice, and I'm pretty picky about CGI. You know, I'm not a big fan of CGI, but when I watched that movie, I gave it a pass because it looked realistic.
Just like Aquaman, honestly. Aquaman looked really good, CGI wise. Great movie. I've seen it like 3 times. Went with a buddy of mine, and then went with another buddy of mine, and then went with my wife to see it. And everybody was like, wow, this movie's really good. And I'm like, yeah, they did a good job.
I haven't seen it yet.
I think it comes out on DVD like sometime in middle of next month or something. I mean, really good story. It was almost mythology-esque.
Yeah.
You know, like Knights of the Round Table, Excalibur, something. You know, it kind of puts you in that kind of mindset, but
yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, but for some reason, I just haven't watched any movies, you know? I mean, it's not that I don't like movies, because, man, I love movies. But for some reason, it hasn't been the first thing on my list that I want to do, you know?
Yeah, I totally understand.
And there's been some good movies out. But
probably the best movies that I've seen this year, I would have to say Aquaman's up there, but Bohemian Rhapsody was great.
oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my god.
Bohemian Rhapsody was great, and A Star Is Born was really good. And what are with these? I mean, I come from a movie background. I mean, I worked in a movie theater for 15 years, and that was my job, and I loved it. But I enjoyed watching movies, I guess, but I really started to enjoy watching the movies after I left. Really, dude? Just go ahead and kill me, you asshole. Shit.
I was over here beating the piss out of somebody. Well, they come in here. I was in this little shed over
Shack
here.
thing, yeah.
And I had it locked up. And they come barging in here. I'm like, go piss up the fucking rope.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was here first.
I totally understand. It's these, and this is another thing that bothers me about this game, is there are a lot of kids. Now, whenever I was a kid, you know, I'll be 39 next month. Excuse me. But I was able to play any game that I wanted. Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, stuff like that, because I knew it wasn't real. But these games have gotten more bloody, more involved, if you would. And kids on here talk so much garbage. I mean, it was like the other night. Remember when I backed out of a server and I was the host because, like, these people were talking so much trash to this little kid.
Yeah.
And the little kid wasn't even really saying anything. I mean, they were cussing this kid out, like, saying stuff to him that I wouldn't say to a daggone adult, let alone a 12-year-old little kid. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not listening to this crap.
You want some more?
Well, I've had to knock Jason out twice. Probably gonna kill myself right here.
Yep.
Yep. And that's alright. Well, I'm gonna close up shop here in just a minute. You got any last words you want to talk about?
Nah.
Alright. Well,
You going to bed?
no. I'm gonna stop the stream, man.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Anyway, this has been a conversation between gamers. And we do this sporadically. Let us know in the chat box if you would like to see us do a few more episodes, you know. Let us know what games you guys are playing. And like I said, just hit me up. And I'll make sure pass along to Brian. You got myself here at Crowbar, real name's Tony. Let me know what you guys want, and we'll try to make it happen. Sometimes we also broadcast on Brian's channel instead of mine. We take turns, kind of like doing the same deal. So if you guys would like to see...
Oh my God. Sorry. Jason just morphed on top of the car.
Okay.
But then he fell off.
Okay.
That was kind of funny.
If you guys would like to see more episodes, hit us down in the crotch box. That's what it's for. And
the crotch box. That's glorious.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know what you guys want. We'll do it. And
yes, we will.
Catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hold on just a second.